Welcome back to Tales and Treasures. I am your host, the Selfish Santa. Now what does that mean? It means that instead of talking about all the gifts I could be buying to other people, I'm going to talk about all the stuff that I bought for myself this year. Ho ho ho! So, this is indeed a pickups video, but since I started my channel a bit late in the year, I thought that I'd tell you about my absolute favorite pickups instead of listing everything I got this entire year. And yes, even though it's been a truly horrible year. You gotta be able to enjoy the little things. And for me this year has been pretty good. I finally got my channel up and started. I found some games and collectibles that I've been looking for a really long time. And things that will horrify you to your very core. Things that will give you countless sleepless nights thinking about my sad childhood. But now, let's take a look at what's in Santa's sack. Oh yes, speaking of my sad childhood, here. Some of my very first pickups of the year. A Nintendo DS, DSi, and Pokemon Heart Gold. Now, I've never played with Game Boy games when I was a child or otherwise, or Pokemon games. And early this year I got the chance and I absolutely loved it. I've had so many fun days playing with these games, especially Pokemon. I never knew how fun they were. It's been truly awesome. And since picking up the first DSi, I got the slightly bigger one, the DSi XL, the Mario version, and I really like the bigger screen and everything, and it's really good in my hands. And since then I've gotten a bit more of DS games, and they've been so awesome, like New Super Mario Bros. It's such a wonderful game. And what's even more wonderful, that I haven't always had to pay for the games, because there are so many people out there donating games away, and they're just happy to get rid of them, and I am so happy to get them into my collection and start playing them. And all the games, they deserve to be played, not just sit around in shelves, which sometimes my games do. And I just want to thank all the people who probably don't watch my channel, but I just want to thank them from the bottom of my heart for all the games that I've gotten from them. Thank you. Moving on, let's see what's next in here. Oh yes, Fallout is my absolute favorite game franchise. And this year I got so many new collectibles for it. I got the Fallout 4 Pip-Boy, I got some strategy guides and a very special Fallout 76 strategy guide set. I'll show you some pictures of it. It has so many awesome things inside. Some pictures and coasters and notebooks. So cool. And some earlier Fallout game series, the Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition guide. That's pretty cool. And I even got some pre-order bubbleheads here. And I made a pretty fun episode about them with my friend. Go check it out if you haven't seen it already. And then I got this Fallout mini nuke. It's pretty cool. It's supposed to come with the games, but it was cheaper this way. And since I already have all the games, it doesn't really matter. I didn't have the original PS games, but I happened to get this for free from someone, so now I have it all. And this even makes a fun little noise, but I took the batteries out, so you can't hear it. I'm sorry. I truly am. I'm so happy to have added all this in my collection. I'm still on the lookout for like the Fallout New Vegas Collector's Edition. That one is really elusive. But yes, these Fallout pickups are probably my favorite ones from the entire year. One of the cool ways to find some pretty cool deals is by going to the flea markets. But in 2020 that has been harder than usual. But I've managed to snag a few cool games and even a vinyl this year. Like here, this Rammstein vinyl that I found. This is pretty badass, and this has some songs that weren't released on their main release albums, but only on some singles that are really hard to find. So this is one of my favorite vinyl pickups that I've ever made. So cool. Also, I found some fun games to try out. I will be making videos about this at some point in the next year, but let's see. Here's Twisted Metal Black and Ape Escape 2 and Jet Set Radio Future. The prices I got for this were pretty amazing, and you usually only find those at flea markets. So whenever it's safe again, I suggest you try them out if you haven't already. In addition to listening to music and playing some games, I also love to read. And one of my favorite books to read are the old Star Wars books. And these used to be canon before Disney bought LucasArts. Now they are called Star Wars Legends, I think. They used to be Expanded Universe. And some of these books are my absolute favorite. Like some of these are supposed to come right after the Return of the Jedi. So if you hadn't read these, I suggest you try to find them in your local library and try them out. There's a lot of Wikipedia pages that explain in which order you should read them. And if you have any questions about which order to read these, I could also answer down in the comments. Some other things that have been happening in my collection, in addition to buying games and books and vinyls, has been getting some new shelves. My game room looks absolutely different from what it did about a year ago. I've gotten so many new shelves and I shuffled things around here that it all looks pretty different. And there are almost everything is IKEA, but not all has been bought new from the store. I got them for free from someone here in the city, and like one of the biggest IKEA shelves, Kallax 4x4, I actually picked up with my friend Oskari, and we actually carried it because we didn't have a car to use. We carried it for several city blocks. Check out this picture. Osku is so tired and so am I, but that is a true friend. Thank you, Osku. I couldn't have gotten that shelf without you. Also this year I got a Steel Battalion and a Game & Watch. And I actually made a video on both of them. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. They were so much fun to make. Also, I got some cool plug and plays. This Mortal Kombat seems so cool. I absolutely want to try it out. My only problem is that my modern TV doesn't have any outlets where to put all the older model games, so I'm gonna need some sort of adapter and game capture device to capture all those older games, such as this one. And the NES Classic Mini has been so awesome. My friends and I have had so much fun just playing Mario games on this. And for someone who hasn't played this when I was a kid, this is the best way to kinda browse around all the options if I want to buy the original hardware and original games. So this has been a lot of fun. I also got a lot more of awesome steelbooks this year. And this is my way of displaying them. I really like this pyramid shape, even though it doesn't really use all the available space that I could be using. How do you display your steelbooks, or do you collect them at all? Let me know down in the comments. This summer I got my very first PlayStation, the PlayStation 3 to be exact. And with it I got a bunch of games, including The Last of Us. And I absolutely loved this game. This was the absolute best. The only problem was that I really hate the PlayStation controller. It really doesn't fit in my hands the right way, and it took a lot of the enjoyment from the game when I first started, and I kind of got used to it a little bit, but it still feels wrong. Let's just say that I'm an Xbox guy in that regard, at least. The controller feels a lot better in my hands than PlayStation's, but I do give the PlayStation's controller this: the battery is astonishing. I played many days before I had to recharge it again. I have to change my Xbox One's battery like once a day because it doesn't last. So I give it that. Good battery life, bro. But yeah, this was the best game I played all year, even though I didn't get to play the DLC because it had expired. But I will be playing the remastered version and the second one as soon as I get the PlayStation 4 Pro. And that will happen pretty soon, I hope. So yeah, The Last of Us was the best game I've played all year, and it became one of my favorite games of all time. But because I mentioned my absolute favorite game of the year, I'm gonna have to mention my absolute worst disappointment of the year. And that game happened to be Battlefield 5, or V. whatever it is. I know none of these games came out this year, but they were games that I played this year. So yeah, I've been a fan of Battlefield games since I was a kid and played Battlefield 2 Modern Combat. And when I got an Xbox One and Battlefield 4 for it, I played for like 2 years, almost exclusively that game, and it's still one of my favorite games. It was so fun and well thought out and everything, and such an amazing game. But Battlefield 5, even though it has some better technology, it looks better and everything, it's kind of boring, and it has some weird glitches. It doesn't really have any extra challenges or achievements like Battlefield 4 had. The reason I wanted to play Battlefield 4 for so long, that it had all these in-game assignments you could do to unlock stuff and everything, and it was so much fun doing them. And the achievements also were so well thought out, and I had a blast doing them. But in this one, it's just boring, and I'm really disappointed in it. I really hope that the next Battlefield is more like Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4. Here's to hoping. Thank you for watching my very long and boring episode. Now, I don't exactly have a lot of money to buy all this stuff that I have, but I spend it like I do. Now before you leave, let's talk about all the buttons you can push. There's the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell button. You can just go ahead and push those if you were so kind. Also, there are these boxes you can click. Have you seen my previous videos? Here's a chance. Just click on the boxes.